Kyle Richards shares Sutton friendship. Update after Season 14. Kyle Richards and Sutton Stracke, stars of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, have experienced many ups and downs in their friendship, known for their close yet complicated dynamic. The two appear to be on better terms. After the filming of Season 14, Kyle recently appeared on a live stream event on April 8th where she shared an update on her current relationship with Sutton. "Sutton and I are good," she said. "We are." Despite this, Kyle acknowledged that there were moments during the season that were difficult for her. "I was definitely disappointed by some things," she added, "but we're good." Later in April, Sutton also commented on where things stand with Kyle in an interview on April 23. She said they hadn't seen each other since the Season 14 reunion due to their busy schedules. "Kyle's been really busy," she said. "I haven't seen her since the reunion. I've been traveling a lot, so I'll see her after I get back to Los Angeles." One turning point in their relationship came during a trip to Sutton's hometown featured in Season 14. Kyle shared during a cast after show segment that visiting Sutton's home and observing her interactions with her mother gave her new perspective. "She really wanted to hear words of encouragement, and seeing that interaction gave me a better understanding of her," Kyle said. Reflecting on that experience, Kyle added, "It made me more empathetic towards some of her actions. She's someone who looks for reassurance from the people around her." Sutton also offered her thoughts in the same after-show discussion. "I think maybe I see a vulnerable side of Kyle," she shared. "I don't want anything from her. There's nothing I need," she added. "Some people question our friendship, but I like her. We've had personal moments that I value." Kyle and Sutton. After Season 14, there was a stillness in the air at the Ivy on Robertson Boulevard. The kind of calm that seemed ironic, given the storm of drama that had played out in Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Kyle Richards sat tucked into a corner booth, her caramel waves cascading over a tailored cream blazer, her signature diamond tennis bracelet glinting in the late afternoon sun. A half-full glass of whispering Angel sat in front of her. She glanced at her phone. 4:17 p.m. Sutton was late. Typical, but Kyle wasn't annoyed. Not really. Their friendship had evolved past punctuality into something richer, deeper, and harder to define. Kyle had agreed to this post-season meetup, not out of obligation, but because she genuinely wanted to see Sutton a last time they'd spoken. Really spoken was during the reunion taping, which had been equal parts catharsis and chaos, and since then, just texts, emojis, "miss you babies," and "let's catch up soon." She took a slow sip of rosé and looked up just as Sutton Stracke breezed through the restaurant door, a vision in layered florals and vintage Dyer sunglasses. Sorry, Sutton called out, cheeks flushed. "My driver took the scenic route through Laurel Canyon, and I didn't have the heart to correct him," Kyle chuckled as Sutton slid into the booth. "You and your heart," Kyle said. "You always want to be liked, even by your Uber drivers." Sutton waved her hand dramatically. "Oh, please, that's just Southern manners. You should try it sometime." They both laughed a little too loudly, drawing the attention of a nearby table of young influencers. Kyle noticed and lowered her voice. "It's good to see you." "You too," Sutton replied, sincerity softening her usual theatrical tone. "Really?" They paused for a moment. It was the kind of silence that only exists between people who shared both tears and tequila shots. "I saw your live stream," Sutton said after a moment, referring to the Instagram event Kyle had hosted on April 8th. "Oh," Kyle raised an eyebrow. "I appreciate what you said. That we're good. Well, we are." Kyle's tone was measured, even if the road to getting there was bumpy. Sutton nodded, twisting the lemon wedge on her water glass. "I know I disappointed you." Kyle leaned back. "You did a few times, but I also think I finally understood you this season." There it was, the trip to Augusta, Georgia. The turning point. It had been late October when the cast visited Sutton's hometown. Cameras followed them from tea rooms to antebellum mansions, but it was the quiet scene in Sutton's childhood home that changed things. Kyle remembered it Vividly, Sutton had taken them on a tour pointing out her collection with a mixture of pride and trepidation over dinner. Tensions had simmered until Sutton's mother made a flippant remark about Sutton's career, one that visibly shattered her daughter's carefully constructed poise. "I don't think she ever hears. I'm proud of you," Kyle had whispered to Erica later that night, but she hadn't just said it, she had felt it. That night, Kyle had slipped into Sutton's room with a bottle of white wine and sat cross-legged on the bed. "I saw myself in you tonight," she had said. "Different background, different issues, but the same ache." Sutton had blinked at her, surprised. "I didn't think you noticed." Kyle had smiled. "I notice everything, I just don't always say it." Back at the Ivy, the memory passed between them like a private breeze. Sutton reached across the table. "I never told you this, but that night when you came into my room, that meant a lot to me." Kyle smiled. "I meant it." They ordered dinner, grilled salmon for Kyle, salad for Sutton, and slid easily into a rhythm, gossiping about Garcel's new film project and Crystal's upcoming cookbook launch. But eventually they circled back to the hard stuff. "I know people don't get us," Sutton said. "Why, we're friends." Kyle stirred her salad. "Well, they think you're eccentric and I'm judgmental." "They're not wrong," Sutton deadpanned, and they both burst into laughter. "Again, I think what we have," Kyle said after a pause, "is a kind of chosen chaos. But it's real." "Do you remember Aspen?" Sutton asked. Kyle groaned. "How could I forget? That's when I thought you'd never speak to me again. You accused me of staging a fake fight with Mauricio." Kyle said, "Well, you did bring the cameras to a therapy session." Kyle looked at her with mock offense. "And you brought a goat to a dinner party." "Touché." There was a pause. "You know," Kyle added quietly, "when my marriage started falling apart, I thought about who I could really talk to. And you crossed my mind." Sutton looked surprised. "Why didn't you?" "I wasn't sure you'd know what to say." "I wouldn't have," Sutton said honestly, "but I would have listened." Kyle reached for her wine. "I know that now." Later that evening, they walked together along the sidewalk past luxury boutiques and tourists with shopping bags. The city shimmered with pre-summer anticipation. "Come to OG with me this weekend," Sutton said suddenly. "My friend is hosting this artist's retreat. It'll be low-key, no producers." "No producers?" Kyle teased. "Are you sure we're allowed to hang out off camera?" "Who's going to stop us?" Sutton said, slipping her arm through Kyle's. "Besides, I think the cameras got enough this season." "True," Kyle replied. "And they didn't even catch the real drama." "Oh, please don't tell me that involved tequila again." Kyle grinned. "Doesn't it always?" They reached Sutton's car, her unmistakable vintage Rolls-Royce. Kyle lingered on the sidewalk. "Hey," she said, "I know we're not always perfect, but I want you to know something." Sutton turned. "You've become someone I genuinely trust." Sutton didn't answer right away. Then she smiled, not the performative smile she wore at events, but a soft, real one. "Ditto, Richards, ditto." 3 weeks later, headlines buzzed. Kyle Richards and Sutton Stracke spotted in OG. No cameras, just friends inside. Kyle and Sutton's real-life friendship off camera bond stronger than ever. In a rare interview for a lifestyle podcast, Kyle confirmed what many fans had suspected. "Look, we've all said dumb things in the heat of filming, but Sutton